Welcome, my revivers. I hope you are off to a great start this Monday. And I hope that you've been sharing this E.M.I, which means early morning inspiration, that you can take throughout the week and ponder on and hopefully transform your mindset to think better and to think positive. So today we're going to talk to you about releasing. Releasing. We were created to work all of our muscles, extremities, whatever you want to call it. We were created to be able to do the things that the Creator created us to do. Taste, touch, feel, 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 smell, see. We are created to do these things. And I said feel because guess what? Feeling is not just with these. Feeling is a thing that happens in the heart according to what you have going on in your life, right? So I wanted to talk about releasing. This was heavy on my heart because a lot of times we don't know how to release and we don't know the importance of releasing. And that's something that we should not be a stranger to. It's something that we should not look at as a weakness. You are not weak because you use your humanly functions as if they're supposed to be used, okay? Now, let's talk about the feeling again. We have the feeling, y'all know I got to have my notes because your girl likes to, and I don't want to miss my point, so I have my notes here. So we have our feelings, right? Our feelings of sadness, our feelings of happiness, our feelings of excitement. There are so many feelings, and here's the thing. Releasing does not always mean the sadness. It doesn't always mean the sorrow. It doesn't always mean the grief. Releasing means this. You are only one vessel, right? You can only take in so much. Have you ever heard somebody say, my cup runneth over, or my cup is full, or I'm full, or I'm overwhelmed? That is an indication that that person has a lot going on. When a person is overwhelmed, usually it's because they have taken in so much, but haven't released the things that are not doing them any positive, any good. You get what I'm saying? So if you're taking in more negative, and I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like things that allow you to feel negative and to feel down and to feel low energy, and you're not releasing them. You cannot control what you cannot control. Simple as that. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't allow things that you cannot control or go back and change to hinder your right now. Now, the reason I'm saying this, and I don't know, it feels like I need to go deeper with that. Life is always worse for someone else. Somebody is watching you somewhere wishing that they had your life. Just a little glimpse that they see. Someone somewhere is wishing they had your life. So always think about, you ever been in a situation in your life where you look back at another part of your life and like, dang, I wish I can go back to that. Well, listen, you don't want to have a lot of memories of, I wish I coulda, I wish I can. It would be nice if I could. You don't want to have those. So think about right now and try to embody what you're going through. Try to get a feeling of how you can make right now better. Do you need to release? You are not weak because you release. And I'm going to say release because some people don't get it. You are not weak because you release or get rid of. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? It could be through crying. It could be through therapy. It could be through venting to someone that loves you and you know that they care about you. You can release in so many ways, but guess what? You need to do it. You must do it. It is pertinent to your actual physical well-being, your well-being, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being. It is pertinent to that. And a lot of us don't know that, but we do realize when we're stressed. We do realize when we've taken in too much. We realize when we're overwhelmed. Those are indicators that you are not releasing appropriately. Are you speaking? Are you writing it down? Are you able to cry when you feel like crying? Are you able to sob when you feel like sobbing? If you feel that that's a weakness, or if you feel embarrassed or you're prideful about releasing, get in your room, get yourself in a pillow and cry. when you do that, now here's some notes I have, right? I did some studying, and it says, like, basically, I'm telling you, you're not weak. You're not weak. That's first off. It helps soothe you. Long time, like if you cry and just kind of cry and just let it out and kind of weep, that helps to soothe you. It soothes you mentally and it soothes you emotionally. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. I'm talking to, if you are a human, we're not talking to a specific gender. We're not talking to a specific age. We're not talking to a specific generation. I am talking to everyone that hears my voice. Let it out. Suicide, people snapping, a lot of things that occur in people's life all boggles back to, how do you release? How are you releasing? How are you releasing your energy? Are you just letting it go and being strong for everyone? And at the end of the day, you're not as strong as you should be, because if you were, you would realize, in order to keep this strength that I have, in order to be the person I need to be for my family, I must learn to release so that I can take in the good and I can filter the bad. If you don't have space to do either one, you're going to be overwhelmed with anything that comes outside of your stopping point of, I had enough. I don't have any more to give. I don't have anything else. That's when it becomes a problem. All right. It dulls the pain. It actually dulls the pain. It may sound crazy, but it'll start dulling the pain as time goes on. And time with that helps as well, because it releases oxytocin. It releases oxytocin, and those help improve your mood. Okay, because it kind of calms your brain. And so what you want to do is, you also want to, don't stop yourself. You want to not stop yourself from releasing around certain people, because they may be support in order for you to vent, and in order for you to maybe get up and get out and do something different that'll help you get your brain off of whatever it is that's overwhelming you. All right. So basically it says, you do not want to keep adding pressure, because of what? You will explode. You will explode. And the explosions come through a breakdown. You go off on somebody, or you just snap for stuff that it wasn't that serious, but it's not that serious, the situation, but you've allowed your life to get that serious as far as letting it go too long without releasing. So therefore, it's a snapping moment for you, because it was just, you had enough. But if you weren't so full and overwhelmed, it wouldn't be a problem for you to be able to take it in and filter it the way it's supposed to be. Okay. And then it's saying that it's so important for us to cry, especially when we're going through like a grieving. It is so important for us to cry and release. Do not make a person feel weak. That, I hear that so much. So stop crying, you little wimp, you little this. Don't do that, because it'll allow man to grow up feeling like it is a bad thing to cry. How is it a bad thing to cry when that is something you were created with to be able to do as a coping mechanism for whatever it is that you're going through? And like I said, it's not always sadness. So with that being said, allow that man to cry. Don't tell your son he's a wimp because he cries. Do not do that, because real men cry. They do. Why? Because they know they're overwhelmed. They know that they have a mission, and their mission is to be the best they can to their husband, to their wives, to their children, to their, their family. And if they feel overwhelmed, they have to release it. They have to release it. All right. It says, now listen, now, when babies first come out, I want y'all to take this to understand this. When babies first come out, right, they have to take a breath, right? But they can't take that breath unless they cry. So they have to cry first. And in that crying, it helps them to adapt to the outside, basically the world. Why? Because they have been inside and being able to be fed and getting their breath and everything from the inside. So that cry helps them take in a breath, so that they can deal with and adapt to the outside world. It's the same with us. That crying will help you release. That crying with the baby, it also releases all the things out of their lungs, out of their system and everything, in order to clear them so that they can adapt. It is the same thing with you. Do not allow yourself to feel weak when you release. If it's not something you're okay with doing around family and friends, get in your room, get in your closet, get in your space where you meditate. Even if you got it, when you're meditating, you have to close your eyes and kind of just let tears fall, and just that's all you do at that moment, and release the grief, the sadness, the anger, the overwhelming, the stress, whatever it is that you're going through, release it. You are human and it is okay. All right. So that is my take on releasing. And if you know somebody that needs to release, cry with them. Be there and cry with them. See, yours will be tears of joy because you're allowing someone that you love to release something that is impacting them negatively and making them feel down, stressed, worry, anxiety, all those things. And now you remember that you're the most important person in your life and stick to your script because you are the best at it. And I hope this helps. This was a rather long video, but I had to get this out because a lot of people need this, and releasing is the best part. I cry. I release. I cry about good things and I cry about bad things. I cry because you have to do that, because it's not always somebody that you want to give your information to, because everybody's not for you. Everybody is not for seeing you grow and seeing your visions or dreams come true. So sometimes during that time of building this foundation, when it's usually the hard time of a business, of whatever it is you're doing in your life, you can't tell everybody. So sometimes you need to ingest it and kind of deal with it yourself. And you might need to cry sometimes because you don't feel like you have the right support in any situation. You don't feel like you have the right person to go to give you the right type of information or uplifting that you need, or you don't know where to go. And you always remember that you can email me at the CPR Vibe if you have any questions or you want to chat with me, or if you have anything you want to ask and you need advice about. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys later, Gators.